Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see this time we are going to check fresh release from Miniart. It is part of Buildings and Accessories series. It is molded in 1/35 scale and it copies Field Workshop in a World War II setting, so it might be handy for interesting diorama. Here box art hints on how everything can be arranged together, but you can see also here the heads are hidden from the right side, and it might be an interesting idea to combine all this stuff together with some tank in the same scale. So this is a commercial sample. It means you get exactly the same kit if you order it from any good model shop. For example, Modelimex will have it for sure, so if you would like to order it as soon as possible, just go to their website. And now we are going to open it and take a look inside. So first of all, here you can see comparison with my hand. It's a typical size for all those Buildings and Accessories series kits from Miniart. And then on the side we have some information about the kit. So as you can see, it is written in 3 languages. We have also safety advices. Here we have some information about the manufacturer. And on the other side we can see some other kits in 1/35 scale from the same series. Some of them were reviewed on our YouTube channel, so just type their name into the search and you'll find our video review. Now let's open it. It's a top opening box, a bit of a tight fitment, but I think it will be easy to open it. So here is what we have inside: sealed plastic bag with all plastic sprues, and here you can see also assembly manual, but we'll check it later as usual. First of all, I would like to take a look at plastic parts. So plastic bag is sealed. I'll have to use scissors in order to open it. Just give me a second. And meanwhile, let me remind you that you can donate to us by pressing donate button on our website. It is easy, it is safe, and of course you will support us financially so that we can go on making new video reviews with better equipment, or maybe buy some new kits for the video review as well. Okay, so it is open, and just give me a second. I will increase the frame rate, and also let's increase the ISO, because otherwise you won't be able to see anything. Now it should be a bit more smooth movement. Now we just take it out. Okay, so even for this amount of sprues we have such a tight fitment plastic bag. It's a bit strange in my opinion. Then first of all, on the bottom of the box we had this tiny Decals sheet. Let's zoom in so that you can see it. So here we have all necessary symbols for, I guess those will be used for fuel drums and also for the oil can. As you can see here, it is printed in Decograph, so printing quality is more or less fine. Then we have small envelope. Here it is. This one is dedicated to P parts, so just give me a second. I'll remove them. Here you can see P fret. So here we would get not only some minor elements for fine detailing, but also some of the pioneer tools. For example, you can see saw, you can see various tools for the which will be placed on the table, for example. Another saw is here. And we also here we have some parts for the fuel cans. I'm not sure how they will be used, but we do have them included. Okay, so now we start with really tiny plastic sprue. Here it is. You can see that here manufacturer placed the buckets, and note that bucket has separately molded bottom part, so you will have to insert it, but otherwise it is quite nice looking part. And note that handle will be replicated with PE part, which you saw on the previous PE thread. Next we have this. So I'm not sure what is this. I guess it will be used as a card for oxygen bottles. So now we can also flip it over. Here you can see it from the other side. I guess there is no point to do the zoom mode because you can see all the parts at once. So we move on to this plastic sprue. Here we have bottom and top parts for the fuel drums. As you can see, there is some text pre-molded, so it's really nice. It might be worth playing with weathering in order to bring it out even more. but otherwise molding quality is really good, and I don't see any serious issues with these parts. Let's make it a bit darker so that you can see more on this video. Okay, next we have this small plastic sprue with toolbox, and toolbox is molded in a quite interesting way. So you can see this part here, but when we rotate it, here we have various elements included out of the box. Note that we have screws pre-molded, so you just paint them with sharp brush, and it should be quite an interesting result. Here you can see also some Pioneer tools, and of course the separate doors for this case. Okay, next we have two absolutely identical plastic frames. These ones are dedicated to fuel cans. As you can see, handles are molded separately. Inside we have guiding pins, which should help you with alignment. And I can guess that there is another plastic sprue with another half for those parts. But first of all, I would like to show you, actually, here it is. So here is another plastic sprue with more halves or more parts for fuel cans. And also we have oil can here, which is triangular in shape. So you have to combine those two halves together in order to get a final appearance, final form of this item. Then we have two absolutely identical plastic sprues. I don't remember what they were used for. I guess those are seats. So here you can see them. All those panels will have to be combined together in order to get a final appearance. Note that here we have one piece seat back molded as such element. Here we have the ladder. So this one will be a bit tricky. Why? Because here we have the plastic bars between various steps. So you have to cut them carefully, because otherwise it will be just unrealistic item, I would say. But molding quality looks good. Note that attachment points are thin enough in order to carefully saw them off. I wouldn't recommend to use the plastic cutters. I would rather use the plastic saw with such parts. Next we have those two absolutely identical plastic sprues. Here you can see them. Let's zoom out a bit. So those parts will be used for the table. As you remember, there is a table included into this kit. So as you can see, we have separate legs. We also have the separate top panel. Here you can see them from the other side. So we have here special installation slots for those legs. So it should be easy to combine those two parts together and get everything right. Next we have fuel drum parts. As you remember, we saw the top and bottom parts, but now we have the side, let's say, panels. Here you can see them. Note that those brackets are molded separately, so you will have to glue them into these special slots. But molding quality is really great, and also cool that we have the guiding pins inside, so you won't waste your time with alignment problems. Here we have various equipment for fuel drums, really tiny parts, even though this is a 1/35 scale, so keep in mind this. And also here we have the air pump, by the way. Okay. Next we have two identical frames which are dedicated to oxygen bottles. As you can see, they're quite big, and there is a separate card for them. We just checked it in the beginning of this review, but as you can see, we also have here the welding mask, which might be useful for some figurine, for example. Note that there is no clear part. You can paint it straight with some glossy black. Here you can see the oxygen bottle, and inside oxygen bottles have the guiding pins, what should help with alignment too. And note that we also have the special stands for the bottles. Next we have also parts for the boxes. Here you can see separate panels. Let's flip it over. Here you can see them as well. Note that wooden texture is pre-molded, so it should be quite an interesting result once you paint them and weather them, because these are not just plain panels, they have at least some texture on them. And last but not the least, gray plastic sprue is the one which features a lot of, let's say, small items. We have here various Pioneer tools and tools which can be placed on the table. So again, some of them are molded as one-piece parts, some are molded as a two-piece assemblies, as you can see here. And inside we have guiding pins, so it will help you with assembly process. That's not all, by the way. We have also assembly manual. Here it is. This one is printed in form of this cover printed brochure. Well, it's not like full color print. We have blue, red, and black, and also golden here. So first of all, we get the parts map. Assembly process starts with fuel drums, and note that you can also assemble it with fuel pump. It will be up to you how you would like to replicate it. Here we continue with leather, various tools. Here you can see how fuel drum will be assembled. So P part is inserted in the middle, and also P will be used for the fuel cap, as you can see. Here we continue with assembly of the saw, which is almost completely assembled out of PE parts. Here the same can be said about those types of saw. Oil can will have the PE handle. The same can be said about those buckets. Here you can see also some various PE parts applied on, for example, this is an air pump. Here we continue with that's a toolbox, and as you can see, toolbox will have to replicate. You will have to replicate those special levers which actually open the toolbox, and that's the final result. That's quite funny in my opinion, and it will involve a lot of work to do because those parts will be really small. And here on the last page you can see assembly of this special card for the oxygen bottle. As you can see, again we will have to use PE part to replicate the chain which actually holds the bottle in place. Here we assembled the two boxes, and that's pretty much all. The last section is dedicated to the marking guide, paints chart, and also decals. So as you can see, there is decals placement is marked with those yellow circles. So you will know where to apply those. In my opinion, that's just a perfect choice for those who love to build dioramas and they would like to build some field workshop repair and scene with some German tank. This might be an interesting choice for them. And price is quite reasonable, so it can't be compared with any resin kits because this one is cheaper obviously, and it will be easier to work with. So I will be happy to hear your opinion here in the comments section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. In such way you won't miss any fresh video review. And I will see you tomorrow in the next video review as usual. Bye.